Hi guys, for today's video, I will discuss to you what is climate change and what are the causes and impacts of climate change to everyone and to our world. But first, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Miguel Elentorio and I am college student at Batangas State University Pablo Bourbon campus, where I'm studying Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Business Economics. So, a lot of people say climate change.
Climate change.
Climate
Changes.
Climate change.
environmental issues in the Philippines.
The future of the Earth's climate. About climate change.
Climate change.
Climate change is ice melt across the globe.
Climate change.
Our climate is the Earth's normal weather over a very long time. The climate usually changes over hundreds and thousands of years. However, our climate has been rapidly changing recently. All of these changes make things harder for our plants, animals, and people worldwide. Humans, including you and me, are the primary driver of climate change. Climate change is a broad range of global phenomena created predominantly by burning fossil fuels, which add heat-trapping gases to Earth's atmosphere. These phenomena include the increased temperature trends described by global warming, but also encompass changes such as sea level rise, ice mass loss, shifts in flower or plant blooming, and extreme weather events. Despite the fact that there are hundreds of causes for climate change, we will only discuss the natural and man-made causes. It seems that the temperature is rising at a rate faster than ever before. Human activities like burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, industrialization, and increase in pollution are considered as a few of the factors responsible for the rise in climate change. One of the reasons why there is climate change is due to the burning of fossil fuels. The highest consumption rate in today's world is a fossil fuel. They are the man's best friends. Fossil fuel is a term used to describe a collection of energy sources formed by natural processes, like anaerobic decomposition during the Carboniferous age millions of years ago. The consumption of these fossil fuels is going at high rate, which means once we have used up all of them, we need to rely on alternative sources of energy such as solar, wind, and hydropower to meet our daily needs. This sounds quite crazy, but yes, this is the truth. Though fossil fuels have their own advantages, but the damage that they cause to the environment can affect the entire ecosystem. Another cause of climate change is the deforestation. In simple terms, means the felling and clearing of forest cover or tree plantations to accommodate agricultural, industrial, or urban use. It involves the permanent end of forest cover to make that land available for residential, commercial, or industrial purposes. Deforestation also affects the climate in many ways. Forests are the lungs of our planet. Trees take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen and the water vapor in the air. And that is why tropical rainforests are extremely humid. Trees also provide the shade that keeps the soil moist. All these are compromised with the lack of trees. It leads to the imbalance in the atmospheric temperature or dry climate. Further making conditions for the ecology difficult that leads to climate change. Another causes of climate change is the industrialization. With the coming of the Industrial Revolution, humans were able to advance further into the 21st century. Technology developed rapidly, science became advanced, and the manufacturing age came into view. With all of this came one more effect: industrial pollution. Earlier, industries were small factories that produce smoke as the primary pollutant. For a pollution that can trace its immediate source to industrial practices is known as industrial pollution. Most of the pollution on the planet that can be traced back to industries of some kind, industrial pollution takes place on many phases. It contaminates several sources of drinking water, releases unwanted toxin in the air, and reduces the quality of the soil all over the world. And the last cause of climate change that I can give to you is the increase in pollution. We probably hear of this term every other day at school, college, and offices. We also come across the term in newspapers, online journals, books, and media in general. Pollution occurs when pollutants contaminate the natural surroundings, bringing about the changes that affect our normal lifestyle adversely. So, pollution disturbs our ecosystem and the balance in the environment. With the modernization and the development in our lives, pollution has reached its peak, giving rise to global warming and human illness. So I can give you different types of pollution. The first one is the air pollution. That is probably the most prominent and dangerous form of it. Excessive burning of fuel, which is a necessity of our daily lives for cooking, driving, and other industrial activities, releases a huge amount of chemical substances in the air every day. Over time, these substances pollute the air. Second one is the water pollution. One of the biggest instances may be industrial water pollution, where the industrial waste are dumped into the rivers and other water bodies, thereby causing an imbalance in the water. Water pollution may also be caused when insecticides and pesticides like DDT are sprayed on plants. While this may not seem much, over time, this simple activity pollutes the groundwater system which most of us use. Oil spills in the oceans too have caused irreparable damage to the water bodies. Oil spills are usually caused due to accidents from large ships, tankers, or any other form of an oil pipeline. Another type of pollution is soil pollution. Soil pollution occurs due to the incorporation of unwanted chemicals in the soil due to human activities. Um, the use of insecticides and pesticides absorbs the nitrogen compounds from the soil, making it unfit for plants to derive nutrition from. As a citizen of our country, let's avoid doing these things that can cause pollution to our environment so that we can save our world. These are the reasons why our world is experiencing climate change. Since I have already discussed to you guys about the causes of climate change, at this moment, I will discuss with you the impacts or the effects of climate change to the people and to our world. The first one is it affects the human health. The climate change, together with other natural and human-made health stressors, it influences human health and disease in numerous ways. Okay, the impacts of it threaten our health by affecting the food we eat, the water we drink, and the air we breathe, and the weather that we experience. The health effects of these disruptions include increased respiratory and cardiovascular disease, injuries, and premature deaths related to extreme weather events. Changes in the prevalence and geographical distribution of food and waterborne illnesses and other infectious diseases and threats to mental health. Climate change can increase our world's temperature. Higher temperatures are worsening many types of disasters, including storms, heat waves, floods, and droughts. A warmer climate creates an atmosphere that can collect, retain, and drop more water, changing weather patterns in such a way that wet areas become wetter and dry areas drier. Changes in temperature causes changes in rainfall. This results in more severe and frequent storms. They cause flooding and landslides, destroying homes and communities, and costing billions of pounds. And that's the sum effects of climate change to people and to our world. That's all my discussion about climate change, and I hope you learned something from it today. And always be safe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye, guys.
We us feet on the dead. We're just some rhinos, funny as heck. I'm just a giraffe.